Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the ShaMel of Love. I'm Chanel coming at you with another video. So, I just want to let you guys know I am a little lit, okay? This is why I make them 18 and over. But anyways, I am a little lit because I film for 2 channels. The WeedTube and the YouTube. You cannot show certain things on the YouTube, so that's why I like to go to the WeedTube. But yeah, because they understand, they get it, they don't judge. You know, there's a lot of judgmental people, and if they're only at the end, they're only judging themselves. It's a projection. But anyways, I don't know what this video is going to be about. I have cards. 2 cards had came out already, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the cards, and I'm just going to share whatever else I need to share. It comes out after reading that card to you guys. Ready, Spirit? Let's do this. Evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons in your path to love. Yes. Evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. And evolution, we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always changing. Changing is growth. That's what it really is. It's the scariest thing, guys, like to do. And, you know, so if, before I start this video, if this resonates with you from the beginning till end, this message is for you. And if some of it resonates with you, this is still for you. Don't take what doesn't resonate. Don't try to make it fit. Just take it as ego. So yes, the evolution of things is just evolving, right? Is growth, is change. And you realize you're at a point in your life right now, where you realize, like, man, everything I went through is for, I don't say a reason, but it is for a reason. It's to get you to the point where you're at right now in life. And, you know, if you're anything like me, I always say, oh my God, I would do this all over again. Yes, I really would. Even the hard shit that I went through, like, I would relive all that because I know, like, how do I put this? Because of where I'm at today. Knowing what I know now, yes, of course, I would do it in a heartbeat. Knowing what I know now. Because all of that got me here. Going through all of that made me who I am today. And it made you who you are today as well. And, you know, I like to say we all grew up differently, but it's the same and the same. I like to call myself street smart, life smart. And there's people who are book smart, school smart, right? We went through 2 different things in life. 2 different struggles, but a struggle. 2 different struggles, but it was a struggle, so we can relate. I experienced hardships, life, being assaulted since very young to even when I was getting older, like everything, right? And there's school where school smart and book smart is where religion was placed upon them. And they grew up in a very religious household where they had to please the parents. They had to go to school. They couldn't do what they wanted to do or what made them happy. They needed to do what their parents said so they don't disappoint their parents. Like, that's a whole nother that hurts my heart. But when I was on the outside looking in, I always considered them very lucky and blessed. But I didn't put myself in their shoes to realize what they were going through until years later. But we grew up with that. Okay. So for me, I experienced different things. So I'll use myself and my cousin, as an example. So I grew up in the streets, like, right. And he grew up in the books. So religion wasn't very nice to him. It was forced onto him. It was forced onto this person. And, so when something is forced onto you, you start to look on the outside of it because it did you wrong, or like because religion hurt you, or it's like religion, you didn't agree with what religion said and was like, well, then I'm not accepted there. Why do you want me to keep on going there if I'm not accepted? If I'm truly not accepted, regardless if they say that, oh, they welcome you or whatever, but yet they're still judging you. You know, you want to go where you're welcomed. So what did this person do? He went to the books. He went to science. He went to like study more about energy, right? And here goes me. Here I am, and I see I'm born how I'm born. I was born aware. As I can go back, I was born aware. But I was always shut down. It was like, what do you know? What do you know? They called me Crazy Chanel because I would come up with some wild ass shit. You know, and I used to think of that. I used to not like that word. But, you know, I'd rather be crazy than, like, the person calling me crazy. I'd rather be crazy than be like them, if that makes sense. But I believed in a higher power because I wasn't accepted in a religion either. I did all these sins, and, you know, religion was forced on me too, but I had things happen to me in my life where it was called miracles. You see it and it's like, oh my God, like I should be dead. I should be dead. I shouldn't even be here. And this is why I went to a higher power outside of religion. Because religion taught me that their God had conditions. And nobody was nice to me around me, you know, and I wasn't getting the love that I needed from my father, even though I got it, but not as much as I really needed it. So I would be like, if my father was in front of me, the creator, what would he tell me? And he would tell me that I'm perfect the way that I am. And it's okay that I did what I did as long as I don't do it again. And I learn from it. And, you know, all these nice things. But little did I know it was actually him telling me those things. Because I was little. I couldn't understand it. Because I was told I was crazy. And this is why words affect. Words affect, kids. I was told I was crazy, so that's why I didn't believe it was God himself talking to me. When it was this whole time, when it always is when we're born here. And we evolve. And we're supposed to evolve and change. And so this message is for you. If you resonate with this, I just know I understand you. I see you. I feel you. Like, I get you. And I love you. I love you. You're not alone. Like, people want to call us crazy. Good. Call us crazy. I'd rather be crazy than be like them. The one that's judging me. But they are so dedicated to their Bible, but yet they're doing the one thing they're not supposed to do, and that's cast judgment. And they're not loving thy neighbor for who they are and understanding. Like, I don't judge people in religion. That's what you choose. That's what you choose. What you do doesn't affect me at all. But what I do and I say, and from my actions, I care what I say and what I do and how I treat people. Because I used to not treat people so kindly. And I believe it came right back. That energy you put out there, guess what? It's going to come back at you at one point. It really is. That's why they say put that positive stuff out there, not that negative, because you want the positive to come back and not just the negative. But we're so conditioned to to think that way negatively. When somebody is so positive, it's like, oh, that's toxic positivity. Actually get to know me, because I do have down days. But I'm kind to myself about it. I don't label it as laziness. I don't label it as anything like that. I label it as my body is telling me to take a break. I just listen to my body because I know it's best for me. And I'm kind to myself because I want somebody to be kind to me. Because I know I'm not going to get the kindness from anybody. I shouldn't expect it from nobody. And I don't. I just expect it for myself. If it comes my way, it comes my way, and I accept it, baby. All arms open. I even have to say, even sometimes when people don't have the best intentions, it's okay. I still love you, and I accept you because I know. I understand. I was there once. So who am I to judge you? No one. I'm just here to show you and give you faith in humanity that there's people out there who will accept you for you, who will give you a second chance. Who will get to know you for who you are today and judge you, like not judge, but accept you from there, and then make the decision if they want to continue to be in each other's lives or not. But when people decide to tell me about their past, I don't judge them on it at all. At all. We have to do what we have to do to survive in this world. And I'm not saying about the bad stuff. No, I'm saying about like things, you know, like when I had to steal because I had no money for food. You know, things like that when I was younger, living on the streets. Things like that. You know, in the Bible, I'm condemned to hell. Regardless, because I committed a sin. Right? And even though religion painted that Jesus died on the cross for all of our sins. And that's what they believe. You know, I'm nobody. But I know why. I believe in another reason why Jesus died on that cross. Is because that's what he told his Father. Use me as you please. And that was his purpose, was to get crucified so he can rise again in 3 days to show his Spirit, to let us all know there's more than meets the eye. There's more than what they're telling you and brainwashing you with. But what do we do as humans who live in fear? First, we hear them out and we believe, right? And then when we believe, the fear kicks in. Especially people who are in power and they see that people want to follow kindness and love, unconditional love, not rules and all this fear me or you're going to be kind of thing. And so, you know, back then it was the Jewish people who crucified God. Who crucified Jesus. So I'm going to talk about them. So this is why they feared God and our Jesus. Well, he is of God. Like, he's the closest thing. Right? This is why, well, Jesus is God too, but yeah. Anyways, they were starting to fear because they were making money off of the people, even though it, you know, that's why he Jesus flipped the table. He was like, this isn't right. I'll show you how we're supposed to live. And, you know, or how we're supposed to do. And that's what he did. He walked this earth to show people. But he also took the ultimate sacrifice of his purpose. And that was to get crucified, to show his love and his unconditional kindness. But then when I don't know what they're called. I don't know if they're ministers or whatever. But when they made the decision, because the fear kicked in that everyone was going to follow Jesus and he was going to be the ruler of this world. Right? When really he was just going to show us all how to be one, how to communicate with our Father. That's what he was showing us. He was trying to show us that we can communicate with our Father. He's in here. So what did they do? They crucified him. They killed him. Because that's what we do. We love, kill, and then love again. Because after they kill him, guess what? He rose again 3 days later to show us his Spirit. Again, I'm going to repeat myself. To show us his Spirit. So we can see there's more than meets the eye. And once he showed us his Spirit, guess what happens now? Everyone praises him. Everyone believes him. But they forget, for some reason, I feel that they think it stopped with just Jesus. No. What about the people throughout history? It changes. It evolves. Right? We evolve as people as well. And that's why that's why Martin Luther King died. Because what was he trying to do? Spread that positivity for equality, all that stuff, good stuff, right? To have good changes. And what happened? Fear kicked in because he touched a lot of people in this whole entire world. Malcolm X, same thing. Tupac, same thing. I mean, you see how it's different people, but it didn't stop there with Jesus. It evolved. It just evolved. But here we want to think there was only Jesus, the Virgin Mary, Diego, all those saints and everybody. But we forget, what about present moment? When we die, we're all considered saints. Why can't there be miracle people, what we would consider miracle people now in this day and age? Why is it only for back then, to be in the history back then, in history books back then, when it actually continues? But it changes form. It just changes form. Because so we can reach certain people. People who feel connected to me are going to understand and feel my messages and know that they're not alone. Somebody who looks different than me, they're going to reach their people. That's why we're all made differently. But we all have the same common goal. And that is just to choose unconditional love and compassion and move forward. And just to say, hey, when you start to just to focus on you and what you do as a person in this world, your life will change. But everyone's too focused about what everybody else has done. Oh, well, you did this, so this and this. And let it go. Let it go. There's a plane going. Take off, baby. That's what the message I get. Let it go. Let it go like that. Just fly. Imagine, just imagine. And, how do I put this? We're not here to shove this down people's faces. Nah. We're here is for the ones who gravitate towards us, to help us be like, okay, this is our community. This is what we need to focus on. But we're too focused on trying to change the mindsets of people who are just so close-minded. They cannot think outside the box. They don't want to put themselves in someone else's shoes. We're supposed to leave those people. Who cares? Why are we fighting with them? You're fighting with them. You're just mirroring them. You're mirroring them. That means that you are being in their energy at that moment. And imagine if we just ignore people like that and just come from an understanding, compassion place. They can't win over you. They will never win over you. We're supposed to focus on people who are like-minded like us, who have the same common interest. And we believe in the same thing, regardless if you want to call it energy, higher purpose, or not higher purpose, sorry, the divine source, higher power. There it is, higher power. It's the same thing, because we're all, like, even religion, they all pray to something to get to God, right? And this is why I accept everyone. I'm no one here to judge. But we all want the same thing in life, and that's just kindness. Because we're tired of the bullshit. We want kindness because we know what it's like to be treated like shit on a daily. Regardless of what it is, what it is, where we are at in life, it doesn't matter. But what matters is how we got treated, because we all feel that same pain. And that's what we want to change in this life. That's what we want to change in this world. I know that I do. I don't know about you. But I know that I do. I want that to change in this world. I want us to be able to make our own choices for our own self. School's supposed to be there if we want to go and learn something that piques our interest, not to tell us and make us remember presidents and all that stuff. I don't use that in my present moment. I use math, basic math. Thank you. I would have went to school for math anyways, and reading and writing, but not why history. Science, I love science. Science, the reason why I love science and spirituality for me go hand in hand. Because when a scientist can't figure something out, they have to leave, take a break, and come back with an open mind. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened or where it went wrong. But scientists are forgetting to have that open mind. Some, not all. But that's what a scientist really does. They have to come back and look at it from another perspective to be able to figure it out. And that's how they evolve. And that's how they grow as a person, as a scientist. And the same thing here in the human world. I always questioned the system. I truly did. I always was like, why does it matter if I go to college or not? But that's not me. I didn't want to go to college for anything, because nothing called me. But what I did want to do is help people, but I didn't know how I was going to help people. But how I started helping people at a very young ages was by being respectful, opening the doors for people, giving out that kindness and love and showing that. That's me doing something for someone, because I don't know what they're going through. And by doing that little bit of act of kindness can change someone's mood. Because I know I was walking this earth with a smile on my face, but I was hurting inside. And when somebody did that kindness for me, when it came back, it was like, oh, wow. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. It's like, wow, thank you. Thank you for showing me that kindness. Thank you for giving me that hope again, that my higher power divine knew I was losing, so he sends somebody in to remind you. Because sometimes we can be so closed and not connected where we miss all the signs. But I'm living proof things get better. And I'm living proof that it's not only me. Oh, look at the hawk just flew. I kid you not. The hawk just flew up there. I'm living proof that you can change because it's a choice. And I made the conscious choice to be kind, to change, because that's not who I felt I was inside. I wasn't that nasty person. I didn't like it because it was, I got treated that way, I was crying. And I couldn't understand why when all I did was love this person. And, and that I didn't have boundaries. Now my boundary game is strong. I have an energy budget. My energy is expensive. But anyways, but yes, we're talking about evolution, and that is the evolution of you changing and wanting to grow and stop that old pattern and that old way of thinking. Because I was even like, what do I have to lose by trying something different? I've been trying this kind of lifestyle for a very long time because it was passed down to me. Not working. So what do? Fucking rewrite my own what I want, what I truly want. My dad judged me. My mom, everybody judges me. And that's fine. But it used to bother me. Now it doesn't, because I'm just living my life and what makes me happy. And living that kind of life, program life, wasn't for me. I was always judged because I would always change jobs. And it's like, I didn't have a career. But I saw the reason why I didn't want to go to college and I didn't want a career is because everyone in my family who went to college and had a career were fucking miserable. None of them were happy. And so why would I want to put myself through that? Why? Tell me why. Oh, just because it got you a lot of money? Good for you. Money to me is, I'm not saying but money to me is nothing. It really isn't, because there's the outdoors that is free and that is beautiful, that been provided for us. Gives me so much more joy. I can go buy a ball from the 99-cent store and kick it around, whatever, until it pops, and then it served its purpose. I was a kid of my imagination, and I would just always play by myself, and I would see the adults around me. They were miserable because they hush us children, but they forget we're still listening. So you hush me. I'm still listening. And I hear the complaint about having to pay for this and having to pay for that and all this stuff. Because on the inside of the home was not happy, but when they were on the outside, they projected like they were happy. And that's what I did too for a moment in my life, and I was done. I was like, fuck that. Why am I pretending to be happy? It takes too much energy when I'm not really happy. Now I'm going to do what makes me happy. And it was the complete opposite of what my family was. And I used to care a lot what they thought, because their words were, they would huddle in a cult. For real, it's cult shit, man. They would huddle in a cult, and then they would talk about that person, and that it would go around. But yet when they would be confronted about it, it was like, no, because they couldn't face their truth. But I knew, God knew, because he knows what goes on behind closed doors. Right? He can hear your thoughts. He knows your intentions. So for me, I knew. And it was like a little cult. They all sat there and only talked about people's down parts or their just negative stuff. It was never anything positive. Oh yeah, so-and-so did this and this and this. And you know what I mean? It was never positive. It was always negative. And I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. don't want to be a part of that. I'm sorry. And I had to take a hard look at myself and admit to myself I was miserable because I didn't like the person that I was. I didn't like the person that I was staring at in the mirror because that wasn't me. And it was hard for me to let my family go because I grew up alone. I grew up wanting a family because the family never wanted me. Does that make sense? So I went to go searching for it when my family all along has been inside, and it's my son. It comes from within, and it's my son. That's my family. And that's why God gave me a child, is to start my family to know, hey, your family is you and what you make of it. And that I made my son. And then I let people in who's around me. Those are my family. They may not be blood, but they've treated me so well. I've never gotten treated like that. I've never got shown that kind of love in my real family than I have with strangers. The hawk is going crazy. You know, there's strangers out there who will show you that unconditional love, and you don't need to find it within your family. It would be nice, because I looked for that. I wanted that recognition. I wanted that acceptance, but going crazy. But why? When I have it from God, I have it from myself, and that's all that matters. I came in this world alone, and I'm going to die alone. Nobody else is going to go with me. And what I want is to leave positivity and love behind me, and that's all I want to be talked about when I leave this earth. Because I took a hard too. I looked at myself and be like, Chanel, what are you gonna be remembered as? And I was like, shit, I don't want to be remembered about that, like that. Do you? No. How do you want to be remembered? Well, I would always grow up. I want to be those people who help other people, make them smile. Because when I watched those videos, like, they brought me so, like, it feels like $1 million. And I always told God, I want to be able to help. I want to be able to help people. And this is how he made me to help people. And it wasn't a career. I could make a career out of it, but it wasn't going to college to get this career. No, it was trusting in myself and believing that there was something more out there. And now I have the gifts that I have to be able to help people. Like, those are my dreams coming true. I always wanted to help people. And it was crazy because I let my family make me feel like I was less than because I didn't have a career. They even judged me when I didn't have a car. But I would go through it all over again, all those lessons, because I am where I'm at today. I'm helping people. I have walking testimonies out there, and that's all that fucking matters. You too, you've helped people. They're your walking testimonies. Don't forget that. They may not be your intimate family, but you have to leave them behind. They have to fall. Just like how we fell, they have to fall. We're not here to help them, but we can refer them to people that we know, other healers. That's why I realized all those lessons I went through, and I didn't give up on my dream, and it came in divine timing, because I truly want to help people, and I am. And that's the biggest blessing, gift, abundance I have ever could ask for. When I manifest, I wasn't manifesting for money. I was manifesting to get closer to God, to know who I am, to come into all my gifts, to be able to help everybody. Because guess what I know follows after that? Everything that I deserve that will come to me after. And it may sound ridiculous to a lot of people, but I really don't care. The ones who understand, no. Trust me, it gets better, but all in divine timing. If you're going through a dark place, you have to hold on. Hold on, because it gets better. We have to take a step back and look at what do we need to learn from what we're going through right there and then. And the faster that we become consciously aware and we heal and we let go, the faster you get to your peace and compassion and love, because that's the new world. is unconditional love that we all needed. And that's what we're here for, is to be those people for those who need us, who need that love, to know that that love is real. Why do you think there's so many of us out there? So much kind, loving people out there. But other people are scared to see it and they question it. Because it feels too good to be true, but it's not. It's actually real. There are strangers like myself. If I were to meet you, I would care about you in an instant and love you in an instant. Because we all deserve that. Because all we've been getting is nothing but the negative. And I battled, God knows I battled my beliefs. I sure did. Because it's like, but this is not what religion says. This is not what I grew up on. I know, my child. But that's not you. I know, but I just didn't want to disappoint. But my dad has never told me he was proud of me growing up. But now, he said those words to me. And he says that he looks up to me. But I just tell him, Dad, I am a version of you. Like, we all are. We all, like, how come you can't believe we're all good? And it's because of his guilt and the forgiveness that he needs to work through. Because I'm telling you, religion, because I was there with my dad. I questioned everything. Because I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. The next card is Evolution. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. And if you are, oh my God, bless you. These hawks are going crazy, you guys. I don't know if I can flip the camera while I'm recording. Or I would show you. Yeah. My third generation great grandmother, she's native. And every time she speaks to me with the hawks. I feel like that's a good sign. I don't know. I'm very emotional. By making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love, is that we know that love heals all. We do. And that's the best decision that we can. That's the new world. That's the new world on what it's going to change to, what we want. Because we're tired. We're tired of all the negativity. It's like the people who want to stay there, let them stay there. And we need to focus on the ones who are seeking to know more. Next card is Trust. Oh, I didn't show you this one. To love with. You got it right here. I've got it right here. You've got it right here. You've got it right here. Breathe in love. Is the only. I love this song. The next card is Trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Right here, I got it. Know that you know your own soul's loving voice. You just don't want to hear it, because addiction is not just alcohol and drugs. Addiction is pain. Addiction is the same cycle. Addiction is the fear that because you don't want to step out and explore and have that trust. Those can be addictions as well in the spiritual world. Okay? So trust in yourself. Listen to your soul, what it's crying for. And you won't, it's not, you have to trust it. You have to trust it. You got yourself this far, so why not trust in it now? You know what I mean? Jelly bean. Love without conditions. I said, love without conditions is the only love I know. No matter what something. True love will always show. I've got it right here. I've got it right here. You've got it right here. You've got it right here. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. Breathe in love. Breathe out love. The conditions. I love that song. Sorry guys, I am not a singer. I'm so sorry for your ears. Any more cards, Spirit, that you want us to talk about, or want me to talk about? So satisfaction, you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. That's satisfaction, baby, and I can speak to that. Like, you don't understand how satisfying that is. Once you let the energy of love guide to your own self-approval, because why not? Why don't we approve of our own selves? That's what I want to know. Why don't we approve of our own selves? It's because the people who say that they love us don't approve of us for who we are, right? Is that what you're saying in your head? Well, just know that there's a whole nother life outside of that family, okay? A whole nother life, and things that you thought were true are not actually true. And these two are I think they're personal messages for me. So, yeah, I was like, they're for me. Well, I'll share this one. This one's integrity. And it says, you demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. And I try to, and it's my truth. It's my truth, and nobody can take my truth because it's my truth. Like, I know what I experienced. I know. I just know. And the other one is just a reminder, like, I encourage others to grow. You know, and sometimes, even till this day, I still have problems when I shouldn't, acknowledging the kind of gift that I have and the impact that I have on people. Because I'm like, there's nothing, how do I put this? I am different, but there's nothing, it's not something that I'm the only one that can do and get to. Does that make sense? Kind of thing. I am different, but it doesn't make me any better or less than anybody else. We're all equal. I'm just here to show you and to help you, if you would like, guide you to get to that place. You know? I call myself Rent a Healer. Rent a Healer. And I'm the Rent of Love and Light Healer. Where I don't feel this one. Where it's like, there's some people, how do I put this? It's like, of course you pay for my time, but like, I hang out and I tell you, I'm like that best friend that you get upset at and don't want to talk to for a couple of days, but then you come back and you're like, okay, I'm over it, because you realize I'm just here to help you grow. And I can see who you truly are, and I can feel who you truly are inside, and what's trying to come out and wants to come out, but is just scared. There's no reason or need to be scared. You're going to be accepted. And for me, I had to get to that point as well, because I don't care if I'm accepted or not accepted, because the only person that matters that I'm accepted by is myself and God. That's it. Everybody else who accepts me and loves me, that's a fucking bonus and a blessing, baby. It sure is. The hawk is like crazy right now. But that's all that had came through. sometimes I get messages like this, and it's not always with cards, and it has just, I guess, what needs to get put out there. Yeah, so thank you guys. If this message resonated with you and you can understand me, guess what? I can understand you. And I know one day we are going to all meet and connect because we have the same goal in life, like the same for this world, this outcome for humanity. And I'm just like you, looking for my people, searching. But I love you so much. You are doing so amazing. Keep on going. And until next time, my beautiful soul tribe. Bye.